Before Family Guy premiered in 1999, creator Seth MacFarlane produced a 15-minute unaired pilot in 1998, which later became the first episode, Death Has a Shadow. This pilot featured noticeable differences in character designs, clothing, and cutscenes, though the overall content was similar to the final version. Created on a limited $50,000 budget, far below the industry standard, MacFarlane spent 6 months animating the pilot at home, with assistance from Jim Keeshan Productions. Keeshan later claimed full credit for the pilot and unsuccessfully sued Fox and MacFarlane in 1999. Only the first 7 minutes of the pilot have been officially released, appearing on the Family Guy Volume 2 DVD in 2003. Other fragments such as low-quality screenshots and snippets have surfaced online, but the full pilot remains largely unavailable. Previously accessible QuickTime clips and fan-hosted content have since disappeared, leaving the pilot as a partially lost piece of Family Guy history. The first ever episode of Family Guy being partially lost got me thinking. With Family Guy being 22 seasons in and due for a 23rd, what other Family Guy related content has been lost to time or obscurity? Join me today as we look at a few Family Guy related media lost over the years. In 2010, Heavy Iron Studios began developing a Family Guy video game titled Family Guy Road to Death. The third-person zombie shooter created by Fox was initially planned for release in 2011. The game's concept revolved around the Griffin family and other characters navigating the zombie apocalypse in Quahog, with a plot that involved finding Death, who had abandoned his duties amidst the chaos. It was designed to feature cel-shaded graphics resembling the show's animation, an array of weapons, melee combat, and Family Guy-style humor, including pop culture references and iconic quotes. Game modes included a story campaign, online multiplayer, with horde and deathmatch modes, and other unspecified options. The development process faced significant hurdles due to concerns over the game's tone. Fox Interactive proposed a zombie theme, aiming to capitalize on the popularity of zombie games like Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty. However, Seth MacFarlane objected to the violent content, leading to the project being reworked multiple times. Development on the first iteration of the game began in 2010, and after 6 months, the game was about halfway complete. This version had a darker tone, matching the original version of the zombie apocalypse. However, MacFarlane opposed the violent direction, and the build was shelved. In early 2011, development restarted with a toned-down approach, reducing the dark elements while retaining the zombie theme. This version reached about 75% completion after another 6 months. However, MacFarlane objected again, and this iteration was also abandoned. MacFarlane appointed writers Anthony Blasucci and Mike Desolets, frequent contributors to the show, to lead the project. The zombie theme was discarded entirely in favor of a new storyline inspired by the Family Guy episode Road to the Multiverse. This version became Family Guy Back to the Multiverse, developed over 2 years and released on November 20, 2012 for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. The original Road to Death prototypes remain unreleased, however some remnants have surfaced, including 2 gameplay trailers from the second iteration that were uploaded to YouTube by a former Heavy Iron Studio employee under the alias iSpeed on the 405, which was shown earlier in this video. Concept art from the game was published on the blog of Heavy Iron's art director, and a prototype build of the game, though unclear which version, was donated to the National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas. Some sound files from the original prototype were discovered within the final game's files. Other assets such as QuickTime videos and gameplay footage were once hosted on now defunct sites but are no longer accessible. Testimonies from developers and fans confirmed that elements from the prototype were reused in Back to the Multiverse. On the topic of lost Family Guy games, another notable entry is Family Guy Online, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, or MMORPG for short, based on the animated sitcom. Launched in 2012, the game allowed players to create custom avatars and complete missions given by Family Guy characters within the city of Quahog. Despite its ambitious premise and enthusiastic initial reception, Family Guy Online was short-lived. The game struggled to generate sufficient profit, and after just 1 year of operation, Fox decided to shut it down in 2013. When the servers were closed, no official archives or mirrors were made available, rendering the game as effectively lost. While the full game remains unplayable, fragments of its existence persist. Many gameplay videos showcasing missions and mechanics were recorded by players during its active period. Additionally, some assets have been recovered. In June 2020, a few cached assets from the game, dated August 2012, were uploaded to Mega by a Lost Media Wiki user, under the Discord username Smoke. On September 5th, 2022, a Lost Media Wiki user who goes under the Discord name Golden Child discovered that another Discord user, Daver, had uploaded a collection of 2,621 files from the game to Blueplode through the Flashpoint Web Cache Recovery Index. These files, including 1,310 folders of assets and metadata, date from September to November 2012. Despite these findings, a playable version of Family Guy Online remains elusive. Hey guys, there's enough content to make a part 2, so if you want it, make sure to subscribe and like.